All right. So for this sharing, this live, I've been getting a couple of questions as far as what happened at the Moorish meetup, right? You know, I could say, well, if you weren't there, you know, you should have been there. That's, you know, I'll share. Since people ask, I'll respond, right? But before I get into that or the next thing that the Moors shared thing that the Moors have coming up is Noble Drew Ali Day. Whether you're in the temple or you're not, you know, you still got to give honors to Noble Drew Ali for bringing us the knowledge, bringing us back to the knowledge that we are a people, right? Whether you support the temple, like again, whether you support the temple or not, you got to give honors to the Moor who said, this is still your nationality, right? And take that and save yourself, that kind of thing. So that's coming up in January. So if you are looking for gifts, because that's supposed to be the Moorish Christmas, correct? If you're looking for gifts for yourself or for others that might, you know, if not, it'll encourage the people who know and hopefully interest the people who don't, right? So CalifaMedia.com has puzzles, stickers, t-shirts, buttons, pins, like enamel pins, die-cast pins, and of course books, right? That are great for gift giving. And I think I will put up put everything on sale. Why not, right? It's the harvest season, so people should harvest, right? The Moorish Mommy Sunday Brunch. It was supposed to occur this past Sunday because it's held every first and third Sunday of the month. It was supposed to be held this past Sunday, but I was in Georgia, right? So I guess technically there was one because a ton of Moorish sisters showed up and they brought children. So I'm gonna count that, right? And I got parts of it on video, so yeah, I'll post that and I'm gonna count that. So for the next one that will be held on the, what is this? On the 1st of December. 1st of December is almost here, y'all. So the next Moorish Mommy meetup will be, or Sunday brunch will be posted because it's a series on the 1st of December, Sunday, December 1st. And that will be covering, or the title is, Don't Be That Sister. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to cover the housekeeping aspect of being that sister or the improper presentation of one's physical self of being that sister, all right? And I say that sister because, as I may have mentioned numerous times, I was raised NOI, and that's how you refer to women who weren't acting right. You didn't call them out their name. You just say that sister. And everybody knew who you were talking about, right? That kind of thing. So it was shady, but it was respectful. It was respectful shade, all right? So quick recap of this past weekend's Moorish Meetup Georgia Summits, all right? So it started with a lecture on the 15th. Friday? Was that a Friday? Yeah, Friday the 15th at 1 p.m., right? It was great. Moors had a great time. And then we moved on to Stone Mountain, which was up the street, right? I didn't know it was an actual mountain. I think it was a mountain. I don't know, right? I don't know. But it was a long trek. I know that much. It was more than I thought it was going to be, right? And I'm glad I made it with some... Two brothers actually had to drag me part of the way. So yeah, but I made it, right? Islam. And I was mad when it happened, but I was grateful the next day when I looked up and saw how big this thing was. Because we were in a hotel up the street. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we accomplished that together with Moors, right? It was great. So I had to thank the Moor that, you know... Thank you for not telling me what it really was, because, you know, oh yeah, I got 11,000 steps going up that thing. So yeah. So yeah. And then the next day, and then everybody was too tired to do anything but get something to eat and go back to their lodgings. All right. That's what I did. So the next day was, we went to Etowah, Georgia, right? And we did a bunch of stuff at the mounds. That was a blast. The children my children, I brought my children. They had a blast, you know. Hanging out at the mounds, hanging out with the Moors. And then we had a garden party. Not a picnic. We had a garden party. It was all spur of the moment because I thought we were like, I'll be heading to a bowling alley up the street. But I bought my children lunch, and I'm like, well, we can drive and eat, or look, there's some tables over there, let's eat. So we took our stuff over there, and one of the wards said, he came over and said, can I have some? Yeah, have some. Next thing you know, more, hey, I got some fruit, hey, I got some vegetables, hey, I got some dip, hey, I got some salad. So, yeah. And then we were eating. It was great, right? And that gave us the strength to go to the bowling alley up the street. So that was the next part, and it was on the itinerary. It was a great time. So great. And the mighty Moors busted the bowling machine. Yeah. We didn't get to finish because the bowling machine that we were using, it broke down. I don't know. It broke down. So they gave us some game cards because we only had everybody only had one frame left, which was weird, right? But they gave us some game cards to make up for it. But I thought that was interesting. We broke, I don't know, And it was early in the day. So it's it's not like this thing has been being used all day. And that's what happened. Nah, it is what it is, right? And then after that, we made our way to dinner at a very fine vegan restaurant. I'm not going to name it because the food was great. The service needed work. I'm trying to be respectful, right? Because I want to be like a diplomat, that kind of thing. I want to meet Putin one day and just talk to him, that kind of thing. And it's interesting because my two oldest children, for whatever reason, they speak Russian. Because for whatever reason, it was offered in their high school, Russian. And I'm like, why is Russian being offered in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, and why are y'all taking it? I don't know. So, yeah, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to be respectful and keep it clean. Because I don't want nobody to be able to use nothing against me, If you want to get me, you got to work for it. So we had a great dinner, right? Went home. And then the next day we went to the Beltline. That was amazing. Met up with a bunch of Moors. And all the Moors who couldn't come out to the other venues, they showed up at this one. Because I guess they were in Atlanta, but they didn't feel like making the trek all the way out to where we were. Everywhere else we were meeting up, which was great. I'm so glad I said thank you. Or if you can't attend all of it, drop in at any point, and more sure did, right? So that was a great day, and then that was the end of that for me. I had to get home, right? Images will be added to the Georgia Summits page. That's where the itinerary was located, and I'm already started on that. And of attendees, if you would not mind, please email me if you haven't received it, please email me for a link to upload whatever images you have. So we can just have them all in one spot, right? But you'll still have access to whatever I have will be posted to riseofthemoors.org/Georgia-Summits. Everything will just be there, for all of time. I'm going to be printing out a copy too because I don't trust, what if the power goes out, right? So, before I forget, gratitude to Brother Tonye the BPL for his gift, his very substantial gift that he sent. I don't know if he wants me to say the amount, but I got to shout him out. He couldn't attend, and for whatever reason, he sent a gift for the Moors to enjoy the trip. And I never got to use it because the Moors were just so generous. It didn't work out. So I just still wanted to give him a shout out for his contribution and say thank you, Lord. Gratitude. And we're going to have to talk about what you want me to do with it instead. All right. So now that all the announcements are done, final thought, because I'm about to get up out of here. Final thought on this last meetup. And I hope this will become a regular thing, right? Whenever we meet up. This whole thing, or at least from my perspective, this weekend reminded me of something said by Nelly Fuller, right? If you all know who he is. If you don't, look him up on YouTube. There's a lot of videos about showcasing his teachings. And one of the things he said was, when so-called black people, we know who we're talking about, when we meet up, it shouldn't be about just fun and games and kicking it, and all that. Yes, that's part of it. But at some point, we need to be talking about solutions for our people, right? And at least for me, it was heaven. It was absolute bliss. I love to work. If you haven't known it, I'm trying hard not to be a coolie. I love to work. It gives me great pleasure, right? And all the Moors, that I was just eventually at some point I just started going up to the Moors and asking them what they could do, because they would ask me about something and I'm like, how do you even know about that unless you can do that? Tell me more about you. But I'm like, I can't wait on everybody. So I just start asking people, so what do you do? So what are you doing? So what are you doing? And eventually I'm like, so civilization just collapsed and we about to start it over. What are you doing? Right? It was amazing, the talent that showed up. So I want to thank y'all, and let you know, please email me, because I didn't get anybody's contact information because I was too busy wrangling children, making sure whatever. No excuses. I didn't get your information. So if you would not mind, if you were an attendee in attendance and we spoke, please email me at editor@califamedia.com. That's Califa, CALIFA media.com. All right. Because that was amazing. And I look forward to doing it again. Oh, and that reminds me, a brother who was in attendance, who I need his contact information, he offered to let us use his Zoom so we can basically start setting up our Chamber of Commerce. Because what is that? Our greatest issues are mostly economic. We making everybody else money. Why can't we get together and make money for each other? I'm not even about the money. I just want to get away from folks. I want my space. And I have a feeling we're going to have to pay for it until some other stuff happens, right? And that's okay. I'm willing to work for it, right? But I know I'm just one person. I know what I can do, and I'm willing to contribute. So, yeah. And with that, that's all I got, right? Islam Moors, thank you for being in attendance, and I will check y'all out later. Peace and love. Bye-bye, y'all.